What up, YouTube? It's Two Left Shoes here with you once again. We are back with part 2 of the 2021 final QB rankings. We did part 1 earlier, that was 32 through 16. We will be doing 15 through 1. We're going to do a little bit different though. We're not going to do rushing for QBs because it's really irrelevant for the guys, for most of the guys. Obviously, you have a couple guys in here that is very fantasy relevant, and we will talk about those guys when they come up. So, to start out this 15 to 1, starting at 15 is Lamar Jackson. He scored a season total points of 253, 21.2 per week. His completion percentage was 64.4. Threw for 2,882 yards, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He is one of the guys that ran. He ran for over 700 yards. So if you want a runner, a guy that can scramble, he's your man. Not much of a thrower, but if he improves on that, top 5. Not even close. Number 14, Carson Wentz. Played for the Indianapolis Colts in 2021. He had 264 points season total for 15.6 per week. He completed 62.4% of his passes for 3,563 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not too shabby for a guy that's been passed around like a bag of chips. Not too shabby at all. Derek Carr comes in at 13, Las Vegas Raiders. He had a season total of 270 points overall, 15.9 per week, 68.4 completion percentage, 23 touchdowns, 14 picks. He's a guy. He's a filler guy. He's a QB2. Might change with Devontae Adams coming to the squad, though. Watch out for Derek Carr. Might be an uptick in that one. Coming in at number 12, Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. Had 282 points overall for 16.6 per week. He completed 67.2% of his balls for 3,734 yards, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He is also a guy. He's a filler guy. It is what it is. He doesn't have Julio Jones anymore as he went to free agency. But he still has Derrick Henry. So whoever they get to be a receiver opposite of A.J. Brown could be another guy to look out for. Number 11, Kirk Cousins. 307 points for the full year. 19.2 per week. Completed 66.3 of his balls for 4,221 yards. 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. Kirk Cousins gets hated on a ton for no reason. Those numbers are astronomical. He is a QB1 in fantasy. He's got Justin Jefferson and he's got Adam Thielen to throw the ball to. He's a QB1. And now for your top 10. Starting at 10, Mr. Kyler Murray. 310 fantasy points overall. 22.2 per week, 69.2 completion percentage, 3,787 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 picks. If you want a guy with a bad attitude and bad body language and gets hurt 7 weeks into the season after going 7-0, he's your man. He can't stay healthy for a full season. When he's in there, fantastic. When he's not, it's okay. At number 9, Jalen Hurts. Plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. 321 fantasy points overall. 21.4 per week. 61.3 completion percentage. 3,144 yards. 16 TDs. 9 INTs. He is also another guy that runs the ball a ton, which factors into his fantasy value a ton. Doesn't really have any weapons on the outside. He has Miles Sanders in the backfield who's hurt every other week. He's got to run for his life. And so he comes in at 9. Number 8, Joey Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. 328 points overall, 20.5 per week. The only man on this list to complete 70%. 70.4 to be exact. Completion percentage, 4,611 yards, 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Obviously, Mr. Burrow led him to the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl, but not a bad way to spend your second year coming off injury. Guy has Jamar Chase, he has T. Higgins, he has Uzma at tight end. He has a lot of and Mixon in the backfield. A lot of weapons for a long time. Joey Burrow, he's the man. Number 7, Dak Prescott. 330 points overall, 20.7 per week, 68.8 completion percentage, 4,449 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, all misguided. Dak was not that good. That was all garbage time when they were down by 40 by halftime. Didn't play that well in the first halves of games. Was awful. Stat filler, sure. But he's not going to get you any W's. At number 6, Aaron Rodgers, MVP himself. 336 points overall, 21 per week, 68.9 completion percentage, 4,115 yards thrown for, 37 TDs, 4 interceptions. He was good. He was very good, but he's still out of the top 5 for fantasy. Contract dispute and all. Aaron Rodgers, without Devontae Adams, all right, for the top 5 fantasy football quarterbacks of 2021. Number 5, champion Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams. 346 points overall, 20.4 per week, 67.2 completion percentage, 4,886 yards, 41 touchdowns, 17 picks. He threw the most picks on this list as well, but he made up for it for the 41 touchdowns. OBJ, Cooper Kupp, Henderson, he had Vance Jefferson, weapons for days. But he's got to keep the ball out of harm's way to be a good fantasy quarterback, and he did it enough to be top 5. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. 374 points overall, 22 per week, 66.3 completion percentage, 4,828 yards, 37 touchdowns, 13 picks. Was it a Mahomes season? Numbers look good, but he didn't really pass the eye test when it came to watching the football game. They played the cover 2 over the top for Tyreek Hill, and it stifled him for the most part. Without Tyreek Hill, we don't know where Patrick Mahomes is really going to go. We'll see. Number 3, the GOAT, Mr. Tom Edward Patrick Brady Jr. 386 points overall, 22.7 per week, 67.5 completion percentage, 43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 5,316 yards. Most in the game at 44 years old. Tom Brady was Tom Brady. Tom Brady can do Tom Brady till whenever Tom Brady says no. And that could be 2 years, 3 years. He could play till he's 80. Doesn't really matter. Brady's going to be Brady. Tampa Bay Bucks he plays for, by the way. He's going to do what he wants to do. Number 2, Justin Herbert. 395 points overall, 23.3 per week, 65.9% completion, 5,014 yards, 38 touchdowns, 15 picks. A rising stud. Star, no doubt about it. Big arm, knows the game, knows where to go with the football. He is going to be good for a very long time. Los Angeles Chargers, by the way. And number 1 on this list, on this ranking from last year, Mr. Josh Allen. The only guy to go over 400 points in this list, obviously. 417 points overall, 24.6 per week. I guarantee you this man won more weeks for more people than anybody on this list. 63.3% completion rating, 4,407 yards, 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. This man also ran for 763 yards and 6 more touchdowns, which is absolutely huge in fantasy. So Josh Allen takes the number 1 spot on this whole ranking. He's going to be good forever. He's going to be the man. Big arm, just has everything. Unless he regresses to being inaccurate, there's no stopping Josh Allen. And that, my friends, is the QB 2021 Part 2 QB ranking. Running backs will be tomorrow. But for now, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn your notifications on for more. We will have videos every single day. We are obviously going through running backs, tight ends. We might even go through kickers. It depends. They will win and lose you weeks. And obviously wide receivers as well. So until then, have a wonderful night. We're out of here.